Your work defines your being. Your passions describe your soul. And your days here have displayed your efforts. It takes unimaginable dedication to work through a crisis and get here. So what a great relief you all must be feeling on your graduation day.
Indira is proud to have you be the heralds of its legacy. This is a nation that churns out great minds like you all. And today is the ceremony that is dedicated to such torchbearers of this legacy.
Before we elaborate any further, allow me to formally introduce you all. Good afternoon on the behalf of Indira School of Business Studies PGDM. I, Somak Basak,
And I, Shreya Kumari,
extend a very warm welcome to one and all. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest, Ms. Anuja Mishra, Chief Marketing Officer, Honasa Consumer, which is a parent company of Mama Earth, Be Blunt, and the Derma Company.
and we have with us on this glorious occasion Dr. Tarita Shankar, Chairperson Indira Group of Institutes,
Professor Chetan Bakekar, Group Director IGI,
Ms. Madhuri Sathe, Executive Director Corporate Relations IGI,
Dr. Pandit Mali, Executive Director IGI,
Dr. Renu Bhargava, Director ISBS,
Dr. Kumendra Raheja, Head ISBS PGDM, Honorable Trustees, Adesh Sir, Sandeep Sir, Girish Sir, Directors, Deputies of IGI, Faculty and Staff Members, Students, and Shining Stars of Batch 2020-2022 who will officially be graduating today.
we cordially welcome your family also, who would surely be proud to see you in your convocation robes. And as a tradition at Indira, let us begin our event by paying tribute to our ever-growing, colorful nation. May I request everyone to please rise and join us for the national anthem?
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्रविड़ उत्कल गंगा
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा
उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तव जय गाथा
भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 जय
Thank you. Please take your seats. Handing over of the flag is also a part of our tradition. It signifies that handing over of the torch of roles and responsibilities to the incoming batch.
I now request the former president of the 2020-2022 batch, Sweetie Singh, who is also joined by the vice presidents, Nidhi Kishore, Atharv Deshpande, to hand over the flags to the current president of batch 21-23, Ms. Shabnam Matte, who is also joined by Rishabh Raktam and Richa Sharma, the vice presidents of the current batch, as a part of our legacy.
Indira was established in year 1994 and ISBS with its PGDM program started its journey in 2006. With 16 batches graduating under able guidance and leadership, we are a proud legacy that we have created. Indira today is a name to be reckoned with. We have created an indelible mark in the educational landscape of our nation. We now present to you a short AV about this beautiful legacy.
IT team, can you have the indeed proud to be a part of this family that is Indira. Graduating is a monumental moment in our lives. It's a confluence of stress, hard work, and a passion to grow. For this graduating batch, however, another element was added to this recipe, a global pandemic. This batch did not even set foot on campus, and yet they managed to leave their footprints. We have heard from our faculties about how great and talented this batch was. I mean, आपके amazing attitude की, आपकी sincerity की, आपकी passion की, हमने बहुत कहानियाँ सुनी है. And I'm sure we've come across this cliche that शर्मा जी के बेटे से कुछ सीखो. पढ़ाई किया करो, सब सुबह उठ जाया करो. And for us, your batch is that शर्मा जी का बेटा. We are sometimes quite jealous of you. But we also agree that you surely deserve this love, this adulation, and all our applause.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a welcome dance prepared by the student of batch 2224 that present a devotion to the Almighty.
The stage is all yours, performers.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवी चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममयी मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मञ्जुळभाषिणि वेदनुते पङ्कजवासिनि देवसुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदनकामिनि आदिलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम्
गिरिनन्दिनि नन्दित मेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दनुते गिरिवरविन्ध्य शिरोधिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति हेशिति कण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते मा रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते मा रम्यकपर्दिनि आग बहे तेरी रग में तुझे सा कहा कोई जग में है वक्त का तू ही तो पहला पहर तू आँख जो खोले तो ढाए कहर आदि ना अंत है उसका वो सब गाना इनका उनका वही है माला वही है मन का मस्त मलंग वो अपनी धुन का अंतर्यामी है सर्वज्ञ स्वाभिमानी मृत्युंजय है महाविनाशी ओंकार है इसी की वाणी भागत पूरा बेल का पत्ता तीनों लोग इसी की सत्ता स्पीकर भी अडिग अमर है महादेव आ रहा है जपता वही शून्य है वही इकाई वही शून्य है वही इकाई वही शून्य है वही इकाई जिसके भीतर बसा शिवाय
performance it was.
Please can we have another round of applause for our brilliant performers. Now as we know, our current graduating batch couldn't really enjoy their college life on campus. However, this next performance hopes to capture what it would have been like for you had you lived your college life a little differently. Please allow us a couple of minutes as we set up the stage.
त्यांनी 4 ठिकाणी चेंज केलं ते आतून ना ते मातेचं
दोस्तों, आज मैं आपको कहानी सुनाने वाला हूँ 2020 के एक बैच की, जहाँ सभी खुश अपने घर से दूर आए थे कॉलेज लाइफ एंजॉय करना।
रिलेशंस हो गए थे?
हाँ भाई हो गया।
इस साल तो ग्रो मचाना है।
अरे भाई क्यों नहीं, मचाएंगे।
हाय। हेलो। तुमने एडमिशन ले लिया?
हाँ, और तुमने?
हाँ ले लिया।
और हॉस्टल?
हॉस्टल साथ ही देख लेते हैं।
बेस्ट, अपन साथ में कॉलेज जाएंगे, साथ में हॉस्टल जाएंगे
और लेट भी नहीं होंगे।
ये
लेकिन इनको पता भी नहीं था कि इनके ऊपर कौन सा तूफान मंडरा रहा था।
Because of the rising cases of COVID-19, the country shall observe lockdown from tomorrow, and all the educational institutes will be closed and classes will be held online.
Okay guys, bye.
यार 2 साल बीत गए लैपटॉप के आगे,
आई विश ये लाइफ हम ऑफलाइन जी पाते।
हे भगवान कुछ तो करो प्लीज गॉड प्लीज।
तो चलो करते हैं इन सबकी इच्छा पूरी।
कंट्रोल होठों को करके गोल, होठों को करके गोल, सीटे पर जाके बोल।
All your events now will be held online.
इवेंट्स ऑनलाइन? अब ये कैसे करेंगे?
हो जाएगा ब्रो।
कैसे होगा भाई?
हो जाएगा, चिल कर।
कैसे होगा?
तेरे पास कोई और रास्ता है?
बॉयज
Girls, please turn on the camera.
I got two phones, one need to charge. Yeah, they twins, I can tell they ain't smart. I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out the same. Got little Max with me hip way. It's a big gap between us and the game. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid. When I die, put my money in it.
As per government regulations, the situation of the country is improving. Hence, educational institutes will now reopen soon and you will be required to come to college to give your exams. Wish you all the very best. Because of the rampant spread of the new Omicron variant, the government has once again declared a lockdown. Hence, your offline exams have now been cancelled.
Let me go.
ऑफलाइन बट ऑनलाइन तो होंगे ना।
इनके पास बस एक ही उपाय है।
तुमसे ना हो पाएगा। हमें तुम्हारे लक्षण बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं लग रहा, तुमसे ना हो पाएगा।
जब कुछ नुस्खे नहीं चले तो इन सबको याद आया, हम सबके पप्पा, अरे नहीं समझे, गणपति पप्पा। और आज हमारे सामने बैठी हूँ।
अभी उठ, चल चल, आज तेरा कॉन्वोकेशन है, जल्दी उठ, चल चल।
मैं हूँ इंदिरा। हाँ, वही कॉलेज है जहाँ से आप सभी की शुरुआत हुई।
All right, now that was a mesmerizing performance. Come on, batch 2022, please applaud. Please allow us a couple of minutes as we set up the stage and we shall resume with the event's proceedings.
Moving on, we now request our Kumendra sir to please lead our dignitaries onto the stage.
The head of the institute plays a pivotal role in ensuring that students like us receive the best possible inputs, which helps us in building great careers. Under the guidance and leadership of Dr. Kumendra Raheja, ISBS PGDM is continuing to impart the best education and turn out able leaders of tomorrow. May I please request Kumendra sir to formally address the audience.
Well, I know this is that moment that you all have been waiting for. So before I actually begin, I think I need this room to be filled with thunderous energy. So let me hear it loud from each one of you sitting out there. Can we all do that? Thunderous, absolutely thunderous. That's amazing. I mean, it is the occasion like this that you know marks a student's life and a milestone that possibly every student looks forward to. On a very formal note, a very good afternoon to one and all present here, and heartily welcome to the 16th Convocation ceremony of ISBS PGDM. We are gathered here today to celebrate the accomplishments of our hardworking and dedicated students, and more so with the students, those who did everything being in front of the screen and yet are making successful career for themselves. On behalf of Indira School of Business Studies PGDM, I extend a very warm welcome to the chief guest for the day, Ms. Anuja Mishra, Chief Marketing Officer, Honasa Consumer Limited. Respected Dr. Tanisha Shankar ma'am, Chairperson IGI and the inspiration behind everything that we do on this campus. Can we hear it loud, please? Mr. Chetan Bhatilkar, Group Director IGI. One thing that is that I'm sure each one of you has come in contact with Ms. Madhuri Sir, Dr. Pandit Mali, Executive Director, IGI, respected trustees, fellow directors, deputy directors, dearest parents, faculty colleagues, students, and my dear graduates, it is your day today. Well, I'm delighted to have you all here at this wonderful milestone in ISBS PGDM calendar as we celebrate the achievements of our students. To all the graduates, I offer my warmest congratulations on your academic successes, the culmination of many years of dedication and hard work. But of course, this is only part of the story. Your graduating class has endured and overcome exceptional uncertainty and challenges very recently put up in the form of dance and theme for you people. Well, education is about growth, not just about grades. You have adapted and grown in this difficult time, which has undoubtedly enriched you and added to your academic success. While your college experience is not quite what you had expected, but it should still be cherished, isn't it? All the triumphs and setbacks. Sure. Photographers, can we stop for some time, please? Thank you. All the triumphs and setbacks you and your fellow students shared together have given you a remarkable bond and made you what you are, unique. As you start your professional journey, remember that there will always be failures. You can't win all the battles, right? Right? You can't win all the battles, but we need to believe in ourselves. Don't let anything dent your confidence, and that is supreme. You keep your confidence in yourself. Believe me, each failure becomes an opportunity for you, and that opportunity will open not one but many doors for you. Graduates, remember that ISBS PGDM is forever your intellectual home. As you graduate and start your new journey and career, we hope that you will stay in touch with the Institute and one another on our Indira Alumni Network platform. It is an online community for you where you can come, you can mentor your juniors, you can be mentored by the senior alumni, and of course that's another place where you can actually find a great career for yourself, right? So register and stay connected on the Indira Alumni Network. Well, before I end my address, I would like to quote Mark Twain, who said, and mind this is really very important, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you did not do than with the things that you did do. So throw off your bowlines, sail away from safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails. And that's the message for you. And I'm sure each one of you will take this in stride and move forward. Explore, dream, and discover. As some Shire has said, and please mind these words, and I'm sure each one of you will relate to the footprints that is being put up as a brand for you. दस्तूर है ज़माने का ये पुराना, दस्तूर है ज़माने का ये पुराना, लगा रहता है यहाँ आना और जाना. दस्तूर है ज़माने का ये पुराना, लगा रहता है यहाँ आना और जाना. रहो जहाँ अपनी छाप छोड़ जाना, रहो जहाँ अपनी छाप छोड़ जाना, हर कोई गुनगुनाता रहे आपका ही तराना. And I'm sure you will make a point that each one of you is adding to that tune and to that melody. On this note, I congratulate you on your achievement and wish you all the best for your life and career ahead. Thank you so much. Over to you, Soma.
Thank you so much, sir. That was incredibly inspiring. It was beautifully put.
We are privileged to have a charismatic mentor and guide like Professor Chetan Vakalkar, Group Director IGI. Sir is always ready to share his boundless knowledge and his innovative ideas with all of us. Sir's passion for his students' excellence has no end.
We all look up to Sir to collect some pearls of wisdom from his vast ocean of knowledge that he possesses. As we celebrate our 16th Convocation today, I'm sure many thoughts and memories are flooding through Sir's mind. Sir, may we please request you to formally address the audience.
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, our chief guest for today, Anuja Mishra, Chairperson IGI, Dr. Tarita Shankar, Kuvain Sir, Madhuri Ma'am, trustees, and directors of the Indira group, faculty members, of course, dear parents, relatives who are here, and the graduating batch. It's great to be here this afternoon to be part of this very, very special occasion, a milestone which you have achieved today, which is something which will remain with you for the rest of your life. Well, I'm going to begin my short address to you by first of all mentioning that over the years I've seen that students, when they come back for their graduation and convocation ceremony, there's one additional quality that they bring along with them. They come back very fearless. Do you know why I say that? Anyone? Why do you come back fearless? Because I can see most of you all chatting away in the auditorium, taking pictures, selfies, disregard for maybe the sanctity of the occasion and the guests on the dais. Normally that would not happen when you are part of the college, right? And when the ceremonies and we would have the seminars and functions, etc. That time there would be a little bit of fear in you, right? So I hope you all get the hint what I'm trying to say. And also remember that we did a lot of soft skills training with you, a lot of etiquette inputs were given to you all. And this is the time for you all to show some of that, right? So let's maintain the decorum of the function till the function is on. Of course, you all have enough time later to catch up with your selfies. It's not that your battery is going to run out of your mobile phones. Neither is your favorite friend, the girlfriend, boyfriend going to run away. You know, so I think you all can definitely wait till the function is over. In the evening, I think you'll have a lovely get-together planned where you'll get even more opportunities. So, most of the convocation ceremonies, the address is about the graduating batch. I thought I'll do this a little differently this time because I was reading an article the other day and I read a wonderful African proverb which said, it takes an entire village to raise a child. Now I'm going to take that analogy and compare it to the journey which you have had over the last 2 years and your experience of your education at Indira. I think it takes an entire ISBS and the entire IGI to make you what you are today. And it's a collaborative effort of many people behind the scenes, besides that academics teacher who did her or his best to give you an online education, adapting to a hybrid environment later, and of course, still trying to make you the best management professional and a leader of the future. So I'm going to talk a little bit about your entire journey, which started off, of course, with our very hardworking admission officer and telecallers, whose calls many a times you all would ignore or cut and say that, what is this? These guys are after us all the time, right? But that also takes a lot of effort to convince you and show you what qualities does a good management institute have. Eventually, of course, the fact that you are all here, I can say that the team did a great job of convincing you and counseling you and getting you to join ISBS. After that, of course, the entire admin team at ISBS and IGI, who did their best to recover your fees from you all, so that everybody could be motivated and paid salaries on time. And of course, make sure that the faculties never kept their cameras off. They didn't have that choice, though most of you all had that choice and option. And a lot of our meetings would go in discussing how do we get students to keep their cameras on. It was a hot topic. And I'm sure you all must be all missing that very famous line which became one of the most popular lines of that year. Am I audible? Right? Do you all miss that? I don't think so, but of course that every conversation began with that. I think every lecture began with that. And the tech team, I think the IT team here deserves a big round of applause at IGI. Because without them, I don't think this entire learning experience which you all had would have been possible. I think they did a fabulous job of getting all of us ready to adapt to the Zoom environment. And the lectures and the months zoomed by. And today, here we are. Of course, your academicians, your faculty members, directors, everyone, the placement cell, eventually one of the most important arms of any good education institute. In spite of being a slowdown year post-pandemic, we managed to place nearly 95% of you all, close to 96% of all those who wanted placements. Surprisingly, the average salaries also went up. So that was something good. And the good news is that 2023, by a latest survey conducted by Aon Research, says that India's salaries are going to go up by 10.3%, which is going to be one of the highest in any country in the world. So you all are at the right time today, gone into the corporate world, where you have a very, very bright future ahead of you. Of course, to the parents and the relatives here, we all thank you for keeping your faith and giving your trust to Indira to take care of a very, very important aspect of your child's life. And I think the entire Indira village is what I was referring to in the quote earlier, has given its best to make sure that this child of yours, this child of ours, has got the best inputs and we have ensured a good future for him. So looking forward to giving you your diplomas today, and of course looking forward to hearing from our chief guest. Wishing you the very, very best always. Stay blessed.
Thank you, sir, for your uplifting words. And I think sir hit the nail on the head by saying that it takes an entire village to raise a child, because I think we can all agree that our faculty and the entirety of IGI has taken amazing efforts towards building us into great leaders. So can we have a round of applause for them? Empathy is a result of knowing every side of the story. And today we have an empathetic leader and a visionary with us here today, who is instrumental in creating a beautiful forum like the Care Club. It has been recognized at a global platform by the top leaders of the world's CSR community, and we are privileged to have with us Dr. Tarita Shankar, Chairperson IGI. Ma'am has been the passionate and caring presence behind the philosophy of Indira and our daily dose of inspiration. So ma'am, may we please request you to come up on stage and share with us some of your inspiring words.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I know we all, sitting over here are boring and are standing in between you and your diploma, But थोड़ा सा तो अभी 2 साल सहन कर लिया और थोड़ी देर 2 घंटा सहन कर लेना, मिल ही जाएगा डिप्लोमा आपको. यहाँ नहीं भी आते तो घर भेज देते. अभी आने की चॉइस आपने यहाँ की है, तो उतना रिस्पेक्ट हमको और सबको थोड़ा सा दे देना. हमारी झोली में भी थोड़ा रिस्पेक्ट आज के दिन डाल देना. और हम जो भी बात करेंगे उसको सुन लेना. ये लास्ट टाइम सुनोगे आप हमको, फिर बाद में तरस जाओगे, बोलोगे ये बातें हमें सुनने नहीं मिलेगी. ये words of wisdom we are not going to get back. I don't know whether we talk with wisdom or no, because today's youngsters, they come with their own wisdom. And often in my own house, I have 2 sons of 25 and 18 who are teaching me today than the other way around that I am teaching them. So I have all the due respect for all of you, and I have great regard for all of you. And I have great belief in all of you. And on that note, please join me, all of us, to welcome our chief guest, Ms. Anuja Mishra, to be amongst us over here. And the entire family and the entire Indira village, like Chetan says, let's welcome her amongst us today. And all the dignitaries are sitting on the dais, Kumain, Chetan, Madhuri, so many of them sitting over there, Pandit and Sandeep, Janu, Jiraji, and then there is Renu, and then there's of course Shikha. There are 2 Renus over there. And so many people, who comprise of this village, Indira. What a lovely word, village. I love this word because we talk about, family and everything, but I have realized over the last many years that family is just not your blood. I'm just going away a little bit away from what my talk is about, but family goes beyond, and it makes a village. then it makes an entire city, and then probably it makes an entire nation and the whole universe. So really, thank you for giving us that wonderful word, the village of Indira. And I think from now on, let's change all our promotional campaigns, Raji, to the village of Indira. And there was we had a program in Goa just now, and there was an event people with whom we had tied up to do it, and they released a logo for their future, some seminar or something that is going to happen, and it was called as Back to the Future. So somehow this relates, when we say we're sitting here in this wonderful auditorium talking of a new India, but we are not forgetting that we all have come from a village, a beautiful village from India somewhere, and never letting us forget it. So these are some of my quotes that I have made myself, and यहाँ से बगैर चश्मे मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है. I told them to put a TV here, but I can't see it, so I'm going to see behind. I mean, I'm not going to talk much about it because I know that you have heard this from all of us, and everybody today in the world, wherever I go. I mean, I coined the word Care Club 13 years back. And suddenly today I find every forum, every function, every program, everywhere I go, everybody is talking of the word care. Everybody is talking of the word care. And even Madhuri told me a few days back, that wherever the students, are going for jobs and the companies are looking for youngsters, with an emotional quotient, a care quotient, and that giving back to society quotient. When she told me this, I said, we are on the right track. We've been doing this at Indira for many, many years. And for me, as an entrepreneur, because I am not, a management graduate like all of you, or I'm not hardcore into finance or something, but I'm an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has a little bit of everything. But over the years, I realized that the most important thing that I have within me is the giving back to you, the giving back to the people, because you are the future. You are the future of this nation, of this world, of humanity, of the next years to come, and you are the future. So if we have to groom you, if we have to make you better and best, then we have to give back to you what we have with us. And keeping that in mind, today we have this wonderful lady with us, with Miss Anuja Mishra. And she represents a product by the name of Mama Earth, which is a product many of you must have heard. I don't know how many of you, any of you use a Mama Earth product? Yes. Great. So all of you use, and we all use. So see, Anuja, most of us use it, and I have been using, their Uptan face wash. It's my favorite. The turmeric, all the girls and boys can try this. The turmeric saffron Uptan face wash. I'm not promoting her or something, but I actually use it for many years, and it really is, from the time it has come into the market. It's a very recent product, Mama Earth, I think. So, but I've been using it, and I love this product. And why am I relating these little quotes over here, and I've written over there? Because I feel that, products like Mama Earth, they beautify us from outside. They are for your body, for your face, for your hands, for your hair, for all that. But with all due respect to all such products, you all are doing a great job. But all of you youngsters going out, remember that the outer beauty will be seen only if your inner beautiful soul is already there and you're doing something to keep it intact. The glow on your face will be there only if there is a light already present inside of you, which illuminates your face and your body. So how do you do that are some of these quotes which I have made myself, which I have believed in my life. That's the reason. And let us begin with the first one for me. And that goes a lot with my care club, because when I have my care club for last so many years, many students have come to me and they have always complained about being depressed. And I've always told them that depression is very natural. You don't have to feel sad about it. You don't have to hide it. Do whatever you feel in your depression, because I have gone through it many times in my life. And at my age, I realized that depression is very, very temporary. At the end of it, what we all want, we want happiness. We want to be happy, and we want to quickly go to that, feeling, that emotion of happiness back again. So depression is temporary. Nobody wants to be permanently depressed. So enjoy your depression, only then you will value your happiness. Stay humble, practice humility. It is so easy, to stay humble and to practice humility. It's the most, the most best thing that all of you can practice in life. Today, even if I stand here as a chairperson of the group of institutions, but if I meet my students, we all, I know, we sit and have a drink together, we talk nonsense together, we do all the things together, and it just, your positions and who you are, it just melts away. It should never be there until and unless it needs to be exercised somewhere. Be humble, stay, practice humility. There is somebody on the street who's crying, who's something, stop your car. Just ask the person, why are you crying? Is there something that I can do for you? Many times you cannot. But when you sit back in your car and you go, you just realize that yes, there is, at least you stood there and you asked the person, is there something I can do for you? Just be that, because that is going to be, if you do it, others are going to do it to you. And mind you, in life, you will need this practically every day when someone is going to come and ask you, how are you? Do you need anything? Why are you crying? Is there something I can do for you? If you give it, you're going to get it back. Take a break, but never give up. Again, this is, like many times I have students come to me and my friends around and they say, this is the end of the journey for us, everything is over, zindagi khatam ho gayi, abhi aage kuch dikhai nahi de raha, pata nahi kya hone wala hai. At that time, just take a break. Just take a break and realize that this is just very, again, temporary. Don't ever give up, because you have got this life to enjoy, to live it the way you want. And in this, you're going to get the hurdles, the obstacles. They're going to come every day. Nothing is easy. It doesn't come easy at all. 29 years I'm running this institution. Starting from 60 students, we started from 60. And today we are at 15,000 students, going up to 16,000 by next year. Every day, thank you so much. And you all are the reason for that. You all have trusted us, and so we've been able to go from 60 to 16,000. Thank you very much on that note. But every day, mind you, many of you all are going to be, having jobs, and you all are going to be in your startups. Whatever you do, whether it's personal or professional, you are going to have lots and lots of hurdles your way on a daily basis. The way the world is evolving, it's not an easy world. Everything comes at a price. So please always see that, and this is something mentally, but even physically. I have personally believed that after every few days, I take a break. I take a break for 2 days, 3 days, completely off. I rejuvenate myself and I'm back to work. So take that break, but never ever give up. And related to that is the same thing. You only live once, make it worthwhile. So when you all know that you're going to live once, how do you make it worthwhile? By crying, by being depressed, by complaining, by cribbing? Not at all. That is all a part of life. But going to the next moment, enjoying, making fun, having fun. I'm so glad there were so many students over here who were, taking pictures, selfies. I know, it's bound to be, you were talking and you were enjoying, but, that little moment you have to give. This is a very, very sacred moment. This convocation will not come back in your life again. This is a very sacred moment. Believe in that sanctity, respect that sanctity. So when we live once, there are many things that happen in our life only once. And once you miss that bus, once you miss that moment, it's not going to come back. So make it worthwhile. Give that moment what that moment deserves, because that moment will become a memory, and that memory is going to light up your path during so many times in your lives in the coming days to come. Self-care is cool. Caring for others is a purpose. This applies to me very much, because many a times in my own life, there came moments when I wanted to give up everything. I wanted to let go of everything. I couldn't go on, But yes, before me, a few years back, I realized that I have found my purpose in my students. And this is not just in building Indira group of institutions. I found something beyond that. I found that every student could stay connected to me and I could be connected to my student. And it was not that the students could only tell me about their woes and put their head on my shoulder and cry. There were times when I needed my student, I had nobody, and I used to cry in front of my student. That is the relationship that I built with my students, and that became my purpose. My students, wherever they are, however they are my purpose. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow, you will always remain my purpose. And whenever you need me in life, whatever I can do for you, remember that You are my purpose, so you have full right over me. Come to me whenever you want to come. Be emotionally driven, but only constructively. I see a lot of people around me, we are all very emotional. I'm also a very emotional person. Maybe a few years back, this takes time, but this is very important. Keep this in mind. Many years back, I used to be, driven emotionally, and a lot of decisions I took in my emotions, and they were wrong. So time will teach you that we have to all be emotionally driven, because without that, we cannot bring out the best in us. Humans are born to be emotional, and we have to be emotional to bring the best out in us. But that can be brought only when we are constructively emotional. So learn to have the control over your emotions too. Use your emotions constructively. I don't know, Madhuri must have taught you more, or you can send them some more links or something on what is meant by emotional quotient when industries are looking for the EQ instead of the IQ. These people, they are just going into the industry new. I think you must keep sending them some links on what is exactly meant by industry for emotional quotient. I mean, it took us many years to come to that. Probably for you, like Kume and all of you, you all can keep sending them these links, because after studies, I mean, you've got that over here. There are these other little things that are going to help you become better managers of your life and better manage the people and companies or your own companies that you're going to work for. Have pride, never ego. Such simple words. Pride is your confidence. Ego is a part of overconfidence. And overconfidence will always bring you down. Ego will always bring you down. Pride to zaruri hai, bahut zaruri hai. When I walk, with my head held high. Despite my so many problems, despite I may have so many imperfections, but I still walk tall and proud, because I have so many things to be proud of. But I've never allowed my pride to be converted into ego. Keep that in mind, and you will always be successful. I don't know how many of you are Maharashtrians over here? Quite a few. There's a मराठीमध्ये एक म्हण आहे, आणि मला ती खूप आवडते. नेहमी माझ्या आईने लहानपणीपासून ती मला शिकवली आहे. त्याच्यावरती मी नेहमी त्या म्हणीवरती खूप लक्ष दिलं, आणि त्याचा खूप अर्थ वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे माझ्या आयुष्यात येत गेला. It has been like one of the mantras of my life, की माणसाने नेहमी मुंगीहून साखर खावी. You know what is the meaning of that, right? Marathi people must have surely understood. माणसाने नेहमी मुंगीहून साखर खावी. It's there for you, but you don't have to project yourself as someone, okay, larger than life. Enjoy your life being what you are. Let others feel. I always love to feel people make around me as important. You are important, you are important. I'm nobody. Whenever people tell me that you lead as a leader, I said no. I always walk behind. I would like to walk behind, because the people who are walking in front of me, they know that there is somebody behind them. If they ever fall, there's somebody who's going to hold them. And that is a role of a leader, and that is the role of a leader that I believe in. Be happy and spread cheer. It's so simple. Be happy and spread cheer. But you will be able to do that only when you're happy from within. So try to find your happiness whenever you can, wherever you can, and try to make that happiness as contagious as possible. So without much, there's only one thing I'm going to end with. But of course, what I've written there is that if my inner self is beautiful, Mama Earth will ensure that it is seen from outside. Right? So keep your inner self beautiful, buy a lot of Mama Earth products, and keep your exteriors beautiful too, because that combination is the one which is going to win you and get you the best in your life. I'm going to end with a short video, because this is something which I talked about you and me individually as a person, as a human being. But beyond that, today, none of us, sitting as leaders over here, none of us can ignore the fact that I am a proud Indian. We all today have come to that mode in life, be it the current government, be it our current Prime Minister, be it just, the stars, the alliance of the stars for India. That we are all happy to be in an India which projects us as the best, which has brought us to the 5th largest economy in the world. And in the next 2 years, or rather at the end of the next year, we are projected to beat Germany as an economy, so to come to number 4. And I don't see anything stopping us from becoming the top 3 economies of the years to come, with youngsters like you, with dreams that you have, with all that you're ready to give. I'm sure that India is going to be the one of the best countries. It is today, it was yesterday, it is today, it will be tomorrow, but it will be the world leader. And there is a small video which I have, somebody sent it to me a few days back. Just hold on, okay? I'm going to give a little background about that. So there is this is somewhere in UAE, and the person who is interviewing, the interviewer is a UAE person, and the one who is being interviewed is an American billionaire. You know, you must be knowing the name of Raymond Dalio, who owns this Bridgewater Associates. It is one of the largest, one of the largest, biggest, and he's a billionaire and one of the biggest hedge fund investors. He owns the largest hedge fund in the world by the name of Bridgewater Associates, started in 1975. Now he's 73 years today. This video is about a month old. And see, these two people of different nations, sitting on in a different country, on a different soil, we're talking about India, and that makes you feel so proud, and it makes you feel that, for me, honestly, I mean, you're not going to begin your careers now at the age of 22, 23. I am 58 years old. It's time for me to retire, but I am starting my second inning now, and I have already a huge dream chalked out for the next 10 years at Indira, and I'm going to lead that dream. You know, so because this India, this nation today, you know, has driven me out, you know, and makes me feel so proud, and I want to keep doing something. I want to be part of this engine, you know, the growth engine that India is today. I'm sure you all want to be a part of it. I'm going to end with this video. Watch it carefully. The message from that is not that just India is going to become, you know, transforming, and it's going to become a big economy or a great economy. But the message is what India has been for years, when, you know, it was Bharat or Hindustan. We have always been a neutral nation. We always say, you know, stand up for your right and take a stand. But even being neutral is taking a stand. So knowing that in life, where to take a stand, to be neutral, to be extreme, or to be right or left is something very important. Listen to these words very carefully. Short video, 1 minute only. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And this is what the world leaders think of us. All the best to you. And have a lovely life ahead. Enjoy yourselves. The doors of Indira are open to you every day, 365 days throughout the year and throughout your life. And I can see some parents over here. Thank you, parents, for entrusting your children with us over the last 2 years. And of course, I look forward after 5-6 years that your children will come to Indira National School or Indira Kids very soon. So God bless you all. Thank you all. Love to all and lots of care. Bless you.
India is the country, from all of the statistics using 10-year growth rates and also what's apparent, India will have probably the greatest growth rate, the fastest growth rate economically, have the greatest transformation of any country. And I would say, like, if I was going to paint the world, there is this great power conflict and lots of things going on that are great and terrible in both China and the United States. And then there's the countries that are not in that, the neutral countries. So here we are in the UAE, and you think about what's going on here and in Saudi and so on. Or you go to Singapore and you look at what's happening in the ASEAN countries, Indonesia, Vietnam and so on, and you look at India. It's an advantage through all history in world wars. Those that have not been involved in the wars and stand aside from the wars actually prosper from whatever conflicts exist. So we're going to have different types of wars between those two states, but India is going to be, India will do great, I think, and then the question is, what does that mean for the rest of us?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for filling the audience with, filling the auditorium with an amazing positive vibe. And I'm sure we can take away from this video, and I'm also from Tarita ma'am's address, such simple learnings, yet so poignant. Take a break, but never give up. I think we can all take this message with us today, and we can all put our hands together again for Tarita ma'am.
Moving on, we are ecstatic to have with us Ms. Anuja Mishra as our chief guest. Ma'am is a seasoned business leader and marketer with over 18 years of corporate experience across marketing and sales. Ma'am has worked with global and Indian consumer goods companies like Nestle, PepsiCo, Godrej Consumer and is presently the Chief Marketing Officer of Honasa Consumer, parent company of Mama Earth, the Dermaco, Bee Blunt and Aqualogica.
In her career so far, ma'am has worked across a plethora of leader and challenger brands, leading the growth and turnaround charge with some products that you may have heard of, like Lay's, Uncle Chips, 7-Up, Mirinda, to name a few. Ma'am, however, believes that she has had the greatest fun and the most humbling learnings while bringing new propositions and learnings to life. Some notable ones being Lay's Max, Sting Energy Drink, Godrej Protect. I'm sure we've heard of all these brands.
Ma'am is an avid athlete and a marathoner and loves adventure sports. Ma'am strongly resonates with the belief, stay hungry, stay foolish. To never trick oneself into believing that one has achieved everything in life and fall into the trap of complacency.
Ma'am also believes that this is the beginning of the most exciting era for all the students and professionals with diverse opportunities and learning paradigms all around us. Before we invite ma'am to speak with us today, may we please request Tarita ma'am and Chetan sir to please present her with a token of our love and gratitude. Can we have another round of applause for ma'am? Ma'am, we are eager to hear from you. I think we've built up enough suspense about this. Maybe please request ma'am to address the audience.
Good afternoon. It's a feeling of deja vu, for me. Walking down that aisle took me back, 18 years. थोड़ी आवाज कमजोर है, मगर इरादे बुलंद हैं. With that, good afternoon, Chairperson Dr. Shankar, Professor Vakilkar, Dr. Mali, Dr. Raheja, Ms. Sathe, the entire faculty, the staff, proud parents, and my very dear and special graduating class of 2022. Thank you for having me here. It's indeed a privilege, it's an honor, and it is also a huge responsibility to be a part of this momentous day in your lives. To celebrate this day with you. And I was, like I said, it's quite literally in this academic regalia. It's, a feeling of walking down, the same aisle 18 years in time. And with that, what I promise to not do over the next 12 to 15 minutes is to give you a discourse. I'm very careful. I have a teenager, and I'm very careful to give these disclaimers. I have young team members. And so I don't want to give you any gyan, but what I do want to share with you is some of my own humbling lessons, that I have gathered over the last 18 years, close to 2 decades of my professional career, that have now actually become my guiding mantra, and it would be my honor to share some of those with you. And that's 7 to be precise. So, somebody here can time me. Sometimes one can be a little overwhelmed and talk at length on these. So I'll start out, especially on this day, as you are metaphorically or symbolically, walking out of your student life, I'd say don't make the mistake of thinking that your student days or your days of learning are over. Be a lifelong student. Ensure that you have the learning agility. Ensure that you're learning every day, that you ignite, the seed of learning with, and kind of nurture that every day. Because more than ever, I think this is true in, the way, the way the country is evolving, the way the opportunities are evolving. If you believe, if you let your mind trick you into believing that you've arrived in life, you've got this PGPM degree and you've arrived in life, you couldn't be more farther from the truth. So, ensure that, you're reading, you're learning. Now, whether that's learning about AI, whether that's learning about, treasury, whether that's learning about, cultures, learning a language, learning a skill, ensure that you're upskilling yourself every time. Remind yourself, do not settle down, don't feel comfortable. So that is the first thing. And, I allow myself to feel sufficiently vulnerable and paranoid. And the reason for that is that I don't want to feel comfortable, any day, because I feel my learning and my growth will get stunted. So I learn from my teams every day. I learn, from my daughter every day, and I learn from some of the most unexpected situations, every day. The second thing that I'd say is your skills and capabilities, your functional skills, your degrees can land you a job, they can earn you money. But what is going to really earn you people's love, trust, admiration, and respect is your values. So ensure that, even as you, walk out of this, sacred institution, you are, in fact, your shoulders are now carrying the weight of not just the values that your parents taught you, but also the values of representing a large institution. And it's important that you feel that weight, you feel that responsibility, and you uphold your integrity, your character every single day. And it will not be easy, I can tell you. Every day your values, will be tested. But eventually, when you look back, it is all about the choices we make. And the choices you make will be driven by the values that you uphold. So remember that and keep reminding yourself. Now I think, with there's some brilliant and inspirational, things that all the members here spoke of. I kind of just reiterate on that. And Tarita ma'am spoke about emotional intelligence. We could become a marketing guru, we could become a finance whiz, but really, not just a corporate career, but any career is all about people. The kind of legacy that you build will not be about, the great work that you create, the great campaigns that you create as a marketer, the profitability or growth that you drive for a business. It will be really about how you make people feel. Could you empathize with people? Could you influence them? Could you inspire them to give their best? Is really how, people will remember you. And every time I've made the mistake of letting, my badge gleam, I'm reminded one way or the other that I'm only so much as what others think of me and how I make them feel. So remember that owning your people skills, the emotional quotient, the empathy is really what will take you far in absolutely any career. Whether you get into a job, whether you get into setting up your own startup, even more there is how you work with people. The fourth thing that's very, very close to my heart is stay authentic. And I'll tell you, I'll talk a little about this. With the kind of change, the pace of change, and the rate of change and the quantum of change, it's quite natural to let go of your real self. You know, in this world of twin personalities, you know, our real self versus our social persona, there is a tendency to lose your authenticity. Don't do that. I see people, the most successful people, sometimes let go of their authenticity to either stand out or to blend in. Eventually, you know, just going back to the point around people and the trust and the love, will come from how genuine and authentic people think you are. And so, for me, it's important that I take my whole self, my real self to work or to wherever I go. So that when you meet me either here or when you meet me in a cinema theatre, you think I'm the same person. Increasingly, you know, as we're all spending, you know, the work and home lines have blurred. You know, I think one thing that COVID has conveniently managed to do is blur the lines of home and work. And with that, there has been a lot of stress. I realize that, you know, people have carried with themselves because they're trying to create a persona which is very different from who they are. So remember, stay authentic, you know, bring your whole self to work and be genuine. Just be who you are. And therefore, very important to realize who you are. And that brings me to my next point. Set personal goals. You know, we all set professional goals. You know, we all say, hey, you know, in a year's time, this is the kind of money I want to make. These are the kind of roles I want. These are the kind of achievements, awards I want. And in the bargain, I've seen some of the most successful, you know, some of the most professionally successful people completely deprioritize their family, their health, you know, and their personal lives in general. So ensure that, you know, you set the discipline of building personal goals. And what do I mean by personal goals? You know, the first thing when we all start earning, we have a huge list of, hey, these are the things I'm going to buy. My parents didn't let me buy these things. Now I'm going to buy all these things. This is the time to build the discipline to say, hey, I'm going to save this, you know, this percentage of my salary I'm going to set aside for the rainy day. This is how I'm going to start putting a financial plan for myself. Very important that, you know, you invest time to building a financial plan for yourself. You know, I'd also way back in 2005 made a long list of, you know, ye kharidungi, and then someone wise gave me this advice and said, you know, get into the habit of saving right from the start, otherwise you'll never get into that habit. Secondly, your health. Like I said, set personal goals. Build a discipline, build a regime. I hear people saying, just don't have the time. You know, how do you go for a run? I just don't have the time. Each one of us is 24 hours on the clock, right? How we prioritize is just what makes the difference. And when we talk of health, you know, ma'am mentioned mental health. It's, you know, and I'm glad people have now begun to talk about it. It's extremely important to focus on your physical and mental health, especially for the youngsters. You know, the biggest reason for people feeling stressed is a mismatch of expectations. You go out in the world expecting something and you're handed out something else, and that makes you feel miserable. So start investing in your health, you know, take health goals as much as you take professional goals. And of course, your family. They are the only ones who will always have your back. You know, I can tell you this after 18 years of ups and downs in my life, every time I would fall, the only set of people who were consistently there to have my back was my family. So do not deprioritize them or take them for granted. Finally, and this may sound like a bit of a spiritual discourse to some people, but I'll tell you it's very scientific, is an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful. Count your blessings every single day. You know, when we were watching the performance here that spoke about the 2 years of online education, it's very difficult to just look back and say, hey, what was great about it? Really, what was great about it? You know, we missed the 2 best years on campus. You do not realize that you're possibly one of the batches that has a head start with the kind of resilience you've built. So be grateful for it. The fact that you're here, you know, you're sitting here for your convocation, be grateful for it. And the one simple technique that has helped me to count my blessings is journaling. every day at night, I've just followed a very simple practice. For 10 minutes, I just sit down and mechanically, write the happenings of the day. And what that does, when I read it that day or a few days later, is actually draws my attention to actually the very small and unnoticed great things that happened, but which I wasn't grateful for maybe back then. But we as humans have a tendency to focus on what's not right, what to fix. हम हमेशा ढूंढते रहते हैं कुछ तो गलत है, और अच्छा कैसे करें, और अच्छा कैसे करें, and that builds a bit of a negative spiral. So build an attitude of gratitude. Literally force yourself to build a regime of, calling out what you're grateful for every single day, and your mind will start, looking for the positives in everything. In some of your toughest situations, you'll actually be able to go and, look back and, almost like an eternal optimist, you'll go back and look and say, hey, you know what? I didn't realize, but look at it from another perspective. This was actually a great thing that happened to me. You'll really see, your world, your life turn around completely. And I think finally, the most important lesson for me has been to embrace failures. I absolutely want to, set this out very clearly to you. All the people that we call successful are actually ones who've embraced, they've not just dealt with failures, they've actually embraced failures. And they've possibly had a larger share of failures than the rest, but they had the tenacity to overcome. With all due respect to the faculty, I'm sure they will all agree when I say that failure is indeed the best teacher. So be ready to fail, be ready to fall, and then be ready to rise again and start all over again. There is this absolutely amazing revolution, an entrepreneurial revolution that's broken in our country. This is possibly the best time, for all of you, for the student and for the professional communities. Now, any founders that you speak to, and I would really encourage you all to go and speak to a few founders. They will all tell you something that will have a common theme, which is that they all faced setbacks, rejection, failures, much early in their, entrepreneurial journey. But what was common was this indefatigable spirit, this, ability to kind of have that belief in yourself and say, I'm going to turn this around. So be ready to fail. Do not go out thinking, I'm landing a cushy job, all is well from here on. Failure has been, I think when, most of us, when we look back and you ask us for what were the turning points in our life, some of the most significant learnings would actually come from our failures. And finally, like I said, I'm a long distance runner, and so no conversation for me, is complete without an analogy to it. As you all are at the starting line, of what we think is a race, first I want to tell you it's not a race. A career is a marathon, it's not a sprint. A career is not a competition to, arey wo mujhse aage nikal gaya. It's your run. It's how you become a better version of yourself. So as you are really at the starting line, be prepared not to run fast, but be prepared to run for longer. Be prepared to fall, be prepared to, get cramped, to sweat it out, to almost be at the brink of feeling I'm going to give up. But then be the runner who says, just another 3 miles to go, and I would have completed a 42-kilometer run. Most of the cramps typically happen for a marathoner at the 30 to 35 kilometer mark. And then it's actually not your body that helps you to run, it's your mind. So with that, my friends who, you've had, the most unusual, 2 years of postgraduate, diploma in management. I would ideally love if all universities gave all the students in batches of those years, some extra certification for the kind of resilience that the students showed. When you now look back in hindsight, if someone told you that imagine a life where, you would have sat at home and did an MBA, it would have felt unimaginable, right? But that happened and we all got over it. And such things will happen, such black swan events will happen in the future. So I just say that, as you're ready to run this marathon of your life, with every step and every mile, make your mark and leave your footprint. And with that, I wish you the very, very best for a glorious future and scintillating opportunities.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And your learnings, your ideas about not falling into complacency and empathy, it's evident in what you stand for. I mean, just the anecdote about the marathon. It's your mind that helps you get through. And that's absolutely true. And I'm sure we can all agree that ma'am is an inspiration. Ma'am is truly an inspiration. We can all look up to her and hope to become the future leaders that we are. We will now begin with the awards ceremony, starting with the outstanding awards in academics. These awards recognize the efforts of the students who have excelled academically and have topped their class. It's certainly not an easy feat to achieve. Please join us in honoring these intellectual minds.
First up, we have toppers for PGDM General Batch. And the award for Outstanding Student in Marketing goes to Sonali Mishra.
Request to be please remain on stage. We'll have a group picture later on. Next up, we have the outstanding student in finance, which goes to Nidhi Kishore. Academic toppers of the PGDM program. First, outstanding student for marketing program, and the award goes to Momi Sarkar.
Next, we have award for outstanding student in finance specialization, and it goes to Niharika Samal.
Next up, we have the award for outstanding student in human resource, and it goes to Renu Verma. And now, it is the time to confer upon the most awaited award. The student that builds some suspense. Again, we get ready to announce the Student of the Year award. and the overall achiever award. And now this one, it was a little difficult to decide upon because in a very peculiar but very deserving fashion, we have two winners this year. In the history of Indira, we're having a tie, and the contribution of these students has been the deciding factor. One was a very active member of the branding committee who has worked relentless hours without fail and has been an incredibly reliable student.
The other was a council member and a very active member of the sports committee and has been present anytime and everywhere whenever the institute needed him.
I now present to you the students of the year, starting with Rahul Samantara.
And the other one, Pandey.
A huge round of applause for our winners. I now request all the winners to come forward for a group picture. They're all our winners.
It is now time for the most momentous part of the convocation ceremony, the conferring of the diploma certificates.
We will continue with the ceremony and we call upon our chief guests to please remain on stage for the conferring of the diplomas. However, due to prior engagement, Anuja ma'am will be leaving us early today and she will only be able to confer the first 60 diplomas and we shall continue with the conferring of the rest of the diplomas after she leaves. I now request the students to line up in front of the stage as per the volunteers' instructions and you shall come up on stage as I call out your name from the right side of the stage and you shall exit on the left. And I'm sure you've been sitting as per your serial orders and that's for the right seating.
Okay, so the first one is Aditi Pandya.
Next we have Akshay Gawande.
Next we have Akshita Nagaraj.
Next up we have Ansh Purohit.
Next we have Anushka Dubey.
Arya Goenka.
Next up we have Rahul Asnani. Dengde, Sanskar Dengde,
Next, Diksha Kumari. Diksha is not with us today. Next up, we have Divya Chaudhary.
Harshit Agarwal,
We also have Sonal Jain.
next we have Linda Anthony,
We also have Manoj Kumar.
next we have
Please settle down in your seats, please. Next up, we have Mohit Nandwana.
next we have Nidhi Kishore,
We also have Nilesh Malu.
next up we have Saurabh Patil,
We also have Sonali Patil. Next we have Payoli Pathak.
up next we have Piyush Thorat,
We also have Pulkit Agarwal.
next we have Rohit Rupwate,
We also have Sakshi Shukla.
up next we have Sakshi Prasad,
Up next we have Shivam Powala.
next we have Shivani Gupta,
We also have Smarika Panda.
up next we have Shifali Suryavanshi,
Next up, we have Vivek Kumar.
Next we have Akriti Prasad.
We also have Akshay Agarwal.
Up next we have Ananya Sahu.
We also have Kate P. Gokhale.
Up next we have Harsha Pagare.
We also have Aishwarya Jadhav.
Next we have Shubha Jaiswal.
We also have Kajal Fulwani.
Up next we have Rahul Samantara.
We also have Deepika Singh.
We also have Sakshi Saire.
We also have Saili Ubhare.
Up next we have Sweetie Singh.
Next up, we have Tejashri Joshi.
Next up we have Varsha Parekh.
We also have Aditya Pradeep.
Up next we have Akash Chopra.
And we have Akash Shukla. We shall be pausing momentarily now as ma'am has prior engagements and she will be leaving us earlier today. Ma'am, it has been an immense pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for your time. You've been an inspiration to us, all of us here today. Please have a round of applause as ma'am exits the auditorium. And we resume now. We shall resume now. I cordially invite Pandit Mali sir to come up on stage for the conferring of the diplomas. First up we have Aman Verma.
Next up we have Amandeep Singh Bhatia.
Next we have Anup Sethia.
Next we have Apurva Bankade.
Next up we have Ariman Vyas.
Up next we have Ayush Kesharwani.
मोबाईलचं ते विचारत होती मला काय झालं अरे बाबा ती मला विचारतं मी तिथं दिसलो नाही तर यांचं डोळे घेऊन जातं माहिती आहे का
Next up we have Piyush Biranwar. Piyush is not here with us today, so we have Chaya Makija.
सर ती मला विचारती तिला फोटो काढायलाच ठेवलंय
Up next we have Nilesh Divate.
We also have Kerisha Sahu.
Up next we have Kritika Paghel.
We also have Mahima Hulkar.
Up next we have Nikhil Singh.
Up next we have Nitish Kumar Purti.
Next we have Vaishnavi Pagare.
We have Yashodhir Patil.
Up next we have Pooja Gupta.
Next we have Pragati Navalkar.
Next we have Praneeth Jacob Thomas.
We have Pratik Patel.
next we have Rajat Verma.
We also have Ranjan Kumar.
Ritika Bose.
We also have Rishabh Patidar.
Up next we have Rohit Roshan.
We also have Rupesh Jitendra Kumar. Shubhada Sarde. Shruti Nashikar.
Up next we have Shruti Sharma. Next we have Shubham Agarwal.
We also have Siddhant Vinke.
Up next we have Sneha Sahu.
Again we have Sonali Mishra.
Next up we have Surendra Singh.
Next up, Swastik Mohapatra.
Next up we have Tanmay Rajendra Shelokar.
Next up, you have Kaustubh Tikde. Next up, you have Kaustubh Tidke.
Up next we have Vaibhav Mishra.
We also have Vedant Singh. Next up, we have Tirthavat.
Next we have Abhijit Kumar.
We also have Aditya Gaur.
Next we have Aditya Deshmukh. Madhukar. Next up we have Alihan Kumar Jain.
Rahul Brahmare. Rohan Chopare. Rahul Brahmare. Rohan Chopare. Deepa Thanekar.
ये चेयर हटा
Next up we have Chetan Diwalkar.
Shivam Bhaskar. We request you come out to join us on stage for the conferring of the diplomas.
Up next we have Harjeet Singh.
Isha Sanjay.
Piyush Jaipurkar.
Next up we have Abhinna Chakre. We also have Saikat Majumdar. Trupti Pachpur.
Next we have Prakhar Jain. Next we have Prakhar Jain.
We also have Preeti Agarwal.
Next we have Rohan Soni.
Next up we have Rohit Bilore.
Next we have Saket Patra.
Next we have Samad Singhal.
Satpute,
Next we have Saurabh Singh.
Nitish Sharma, Shruti Chandrakar,
Shubham Khandare. So sorry, Shubham Awari. Next up we have Shubham Khandare.
up next we have Surbhi Mishra,
Next up we have Vimal Kwan.
Vishal Srivastava,
Vishal Ratnapati.
Vishesh Gupte,
Abhishek Gade.
Tushar Ambedkar,
Next up we have Arjun Tiwari. Up next we have Atal Deshpande.
next we have Prem Balodia,
Pradeep Chawan.
Chirag Sahai,
Harsh Joshi. Arbaz Karawat.
Kamakshi Sharma,
Next up we have Jayesh Khatri.
Hey guys, great that you are missing your diplomas, but don't leave. Remain seated, please. Hall committee, batch of 2022 and 24. क्या कर रहे हो? आप सब remain seated.
Neha Khedekar,
Kunal Koshi. We also have Mahavir Badia.
Up next we have Mansi Parihar.
We also have Mohit Patil.
Neha Agarwal.
We also have Niharika Swamil.
Adesh Neve.
Divyanika.
We also have Nikhil Mittal.
Prachi Verma.
Shreya Upadhyay.
Next up we have Preet Thakur Sen.
Next we have Neha Vanje.
Next up we have Yatul Talwadia.
काय माहिती केव्हा येतात झालं म्हणते ते काय माहिती
Astha Sengar.
Charu Joshi. Renu Verma.
Next we have Abhishek Gupta.
Request everyone to please remain seated. Adesh Meena.
Aniket Kale.
Ankit Adya. Anmol Chavlia.
Next we have Yusuf Ansari.
We also have Ayushi Singh. Nikhil Kulkarni.
Up next we have Nirmal Nirash.
We also have Piyush Kumar.
Pratik Mahute.
I request everyone to please line up according to your serial numbers. I request everyone to line up according to your serial numbers. Those who are remaining, please come up to the front, near the stage.
$210.
Is anybody hearing the backlog still?
Prerna Chaturvedi.
Up next we have Ravi Ranjan.
Roma Chandmanani.
Up next we have Sahil Sharma.
We also have Saloni Gupta.
Saloni Malviya.
Next we have Samar Siddiqui.
Sanjana Tamhankar.
Momi Sarkar.
Saurav Ranjan.
Shepalika Singh.
Shambhavi Parasar.
Next we have Shikha Gupta.
Next we have Shivam Kishore.
We also have Shubham Jain.
Snigdha Shume.
We also have Sapna Kaur.
मी काढत थांबव तिथं काय? ते बघत मी त्यांना दोघांना सांगून आलो तरी काय आम्ही गेलं की तसं माझ्याकडे आणि त्याचं पण हे register पण हे
Up next we have Vikram Singh.
Next we have Yash Madich.
Pranav Bole.
Yogesh Barat. Ayush Barat. Ayush Barat. Shalu Bharti. Rishikesh Torat. Yogesh Torat.
Next we have Arihant Kumar. Rahul Mahi.
Amit Kumar. If there's anyone left, can you please come to the stage? If there's anyone left. Rahul Jaiswal. Rahul Jaiswal. Rahul Margaret. Tushar Barbal. Thank you, sirs, for being on stage with us and joining us today on this occasion. And thank you so much for your time. Can we have a huge round of applause for all our conferred graduating batch of 2020-2022. The test of a true leader is not to navigate the seas when they are calm, but to sail through the stormiest of oceans. We commend this graduating batch for being able to pull through, and many of you turned your isolation into inspiration. and strengthen the steel that you warmed in your hearts. One such source of inspiration in our institute has always been our beloved Dr. Shikha Sindhu, Deputy Director ISBS PGDM. May we please call upon stage Dr. Shikha Sindhu to conclude the ceremony.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shreya. You have done a great job, haven't they? कंजूसों थोड़ी ताली दिल से बजा दो इनके लिए. Okay, so I'm here to propose a formal vote of thanks. I have no clue what I'm going to speak because two reasons. One, we were so occupied in running around to ensure that everything falls in place for your momentous day. And second, because it was your batch. So I was like, इनके लिए तो दिल से मैं कुछ भी बोल दूँगी once I stand here because that is how much I have always loved you and I hope you know that. You know that, right? Yes. So I'm sure Kumendra sir, Chetan sir के कान पक गए होंगे हमसे सुन के कि बहुत प्यारा बैच था, बहुत प्यारा बैच, and all my faculty colleagues sitting here would agree that we all share these sentiments for the batch of 2020-2022. आज थोड़े से हीरो बने तुम starting में, for which Tarta ma'am, Chetan sir and Kumendra sir had to correct you. But apart from that, you have been incredible. So for yourself, a huge round of applause. Any current junior sitting here in the auditorium? I mean, hall committee, I see you all here. अच्छा वहाँ पे थोड़ी सी बजे तुम तालियां बजाओ इनके लिए. तुमने बहुत कहानियां सुनी है ना हमसे इनके बारे में. And they all are true. Trust me, they all are true. So yes, many thank yous. First of all, ma'am is not here. Of course, Anuja ma'am had to leave. But we are, on behalf of entire IGI and ISBS PGDM family, a very, very heartfelt thanks to her for taking time out and be with us here today on our special day. Thanks to the placement team because they are the people who always ensure that, we get such accomplished people from the industry on several forums, on several platforms. The most important people who I really, really want to thank today is the parents and your family members sitting out here. They bestowed, as Kumendra said, Chetan sir said in their address, that they bestowed their trust upon us, and we hope we did a justice to the trust that you showed on to us. If we have, I would like to hear some talia. Thank you for the validation. Okay, Tarada ma'am, Chetan sir, इनको हम thank you तो क्या ही बोल सकते हैं, but yes, they have been our inspiration. They have given us this confidence to put our best foot forward in anything and everything we do. They have allowed us to make mistakes because I'm sure they are always aware of, and they always have confidence in our intent. So to just allow us to be ourselves, a huge, huge thank you to the pillars of IGI, which are, of course, our beloved chairperson and our group director. Thank you so much. Madhuri ma'am, Mali sir, we have always looked up to you. इतनी सारी चीजें सीखी हैं आपसे, सीखते रहेंगे आगे. Thank you so much. And yes, Rajlakshmi ma'am, आओ ना. She is the one who has given the entire effort of Convocation 2023. And isn't she looking pretty? Yes, I know. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nani. Well done. Well done to you, your team. Your entire team is not here, but जो भी सुन रहा है. Great job, guys. Great job. So she is the one who has spearheaded the entire effort behind Convocation 2023. But she was backed by an amazing team that we have. Be it hall committee, आज गलतियाँ नहीं हुई, except one certificate, I guess. एक certificate ना, हाँ इतना चलता है. So a commendable job being put up by be it hall. हाँ, Six Sigma, yeah, true. So be it hall committee, be it stage, these anchors, the dancers. I want to take my faculty names, but I'm not, because each one of them have contributed in various segments. What you saw today is, culmination of efforts of many days together. So for your faculty team, for the amazing team that we have, about whom we are always sure that, they have our back, a round of applause. No thank yous, but a great well done. IT team, ये हंसते मुस्कुराते चेहरे जिनको हम लास्ट मोमेंट तक पता नहीं क्या क्या बदलती हुई इंस्ट्रक्शन देते रहते हैं, but somehow they always ensure that they live up to the expectation, unrealistic expectation sometimes that we have from them. Harshal sir, he's not here, but then yes, Harshal sir, Basu sir, you and your team आप तो pro हो, so that is why we always reach out to you whenever we have important days. So yes, to you, your team, branding team, which is sitting out here, ये क्या smile है? Yeah, yes. So to them also, a great well done. Thank you so much. I am really scared if I have missed out on anyone. But all I wanted to say that everybody here, the batch of 2022-24 as well. So, they really rose to the occasion, and we said that we need your help because, we need your help in ensuring that nothing goes wrong for making this day special for the batch of Bees Bites, because this is a special batch and they did it. Thank you so much, everybody. So, yes, so that I wanted to show. So यहाँ से ऐसा घूम के selfie लेते हैं क्या? Because after the dignitaries exit, there's a small informal this thing. But we want to show you a video. We want to show you two videos rather. One is nostalgia and second is the convocation in the making. Okay. Yeah, sure. Done. So can we play the video? The first one is, I guess. अच्छा तुम्हारी बहुत सारी pictures ना, but of low quality because you were a screenshot batch, no? So because of that, okay. So sorry, we had many, but we were able to put only few. Nostalgia. Relive some of the memories. Important ones. Beautiful ones. Great. One more video which reflects the effort being put up by the entire team to make the day what it is. देख रहे हो कितने खुश हैं हम? हंसते रहो, मुस्कुराते रहो, सक्सेसफुल रहो, दिल से बोल रहे बहुत खास हो तुम, बहुत. Thank you so much. With this, we conclude with our formal event, and I request everybody to remain seated until our dignitaries exit the auditorium. और तुम्हारे लिए पिक्चर अभी थोड़ी सी बाकी है. Okay, so remain seated, everybody. Kumendra sir has some instructions to give. From here? Yes, yes. They shall all be standing? Stand and show your diploma certificate. That's it. Yes, with pride. Yeah, flaunt your diploma certificate. Come on. I also want to join.
नजर अंधेरा तेरी चलती है सजरा सवेरा मेरे तन भर से नजर अंधेरा तेरी चलती है अंधेरा मिला जो तेरे दर पर से ओ मौला
Great, yeah, mommy. I think मुझे तारीफ करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि तालियों नहीं बता दिया. But one more time, huge round of applause. Yeah, what expressions! What expressions! And now it's Athar. Athar, are you here? Are you ready? Okay, I can't see you, but I can definitely hear you. Okay. अधर, तुमने जब मुझे कॉल किया था तुमने कहा तुम एक पोएम बोलने वाले हो. तुम्हारी हरकतें देख के मुझे लग रहा है तुम गाने वाले हो. अच्छा, ओके. Okay, so whatever it is. I have no clue, guys. So no announcement from my side. I have no clue what he's going to do. But okay, he's going to put up a performance.
Hello, hello.
Next concert ticket.
So the name of poem is क्या ढूंढ रहे हो by अमनदीप सिंह. मेरी सोच ने ये सवाल किया, मेरी सोच ने ये सवाल किया, फिर जवाब ने ये सोच लिया. मेरी सोच ने ये सवाल किया, फिर जवाब ने ये सोच लिया. रोज कुछ और पाने की चाह में हमने खुद को कितना बदल दिया. दौड़े उधर जिधर आफताब था, घर पर चांद को यूं ही छोड़ दिया. अपने पैरों पर खड़े होने के लिए हमने घुटनों को रगड़ा, मरोड़ा और फिर तोड़ दिया. तुम, हाँ तुम्हें लगता है तुम ये बदल दोगे? तुम जो खुश नहीं रहते रातों को, दिन भर दोहराते हो बातों को. बैठो लाल सुबह तक कभी याद करो उसे यूं ही, वो बच्चा क्या चाहता था. मध्यम मध्यम क्या कहता था. एक खिलौने वाले हवाई जहाज पर बैठकर उसको उड़ना था. किसी गुड़िया की सुर्ख आंखों में अपना काजल भरना था. तुम्हें लगता है तुम उसे बदल दोगे? अपना रास्ता ढूंढकर चल दोगे? भैया भूल गए क्या दुनिया गोल है? तुमने जो खोया था वही अनमोल है. खोया क्या है? झांको अंदर, देखो कोई बेशकीमती हीरा था, उठ के मुंह में जीरा था. सोने का औजार था या सच्चा किसी का प्यार था? तुम्हारा पीला जूता था या सिक्का वो जो लूटा था? मिला नहीं ना, नहीं मिलता वो जो खो जाता है. क्योंकि खोया वो नहीं जो तुम पा न सके, खोया तो वो है जो कुछ और पाने की होड़ में तुमने गवा दिया. देखो कितनी तेज दौड़े हो तुम, देखो कितनी तेज दौड़े हो तुम. भागे और कूदे हो तुम, ऊपर से बड़ा भारी था वो बस्ता जिम्मेदारी का. हो गया देखो आधा खून, खो दिया तुमने पूरा सुकून. नहीं मिलता ना सुकून आजकल. अब भैया जेब में फोन और पैसों के बाद जगह कहाँ बचती है? इतनी कहाँ की जल्दी है? किधर जाना है, किधर भागना है? देर से सोना है फिर जल्दी जागना है. चाहे करनी नकल है पर स्कूल में आना अव्वल है. दिल की कही बात पर क्यों ध्यान देना है? सस्ता टिकाऊ जैसा भी मिले पर जॉब पहले लेना है. फिर 5 दिन रगड़कर खुद को आराम वीकेंड पर छोड़ोगे. जिंदगी भर का सारा सुकून भैया 2 दिनों में निचोड़ोगे. बताओ, रुक जाओ, दम लो. 1 2 3 4. काम न खत्म होगा यार. शून्य पर रुककर सांस लो. धीरे धीरे अंदर बाहर. जिंदगी को ले जाने दो तुम्हें वहां जहां वो ले जाना चाहती है. ऐसे ही तो उड़ान ली जाती है खिलौने वाले हवाई जहाज पर. बैठो बैठो और सपने देखो. गैरों के नहीं अपने देखो. हवा को बहने दो बालों से. बातें करो अपने छालों से. किसी शाम ख्वाबों के लिए भी छुट्टी खरीद कर लाया करो. चुपके से फिर पिछली खिड़की से सुकून को बुलाया करो. रोक कर घड़ी के कांटों को तुम फिर रात यूं ही जाया करो. याद है ना फैज ने कहा है, दिल ना उम्मीद तो नहीं नाकाम ही तो है. बहुत लंबी है गम की शाम मगर शाम ही तो है. तो चलने दो ना शाम को अपनी रफ्तार से. माना कि थोड़ी गम भरी है पर है तो अपने हक की शाम. अपने हक की रात भी होगी. अपने हक के तारे हैं. चांद सबका है तो रहने दो ना जुगनू तो हमारे हैं. इसलिए अमृता बनकर साहिर को चाहने में इतना मत उलझ जाना कि तुम इमरोज को देख भी ना पाओ. साहिर तुम्हारा जुनून है मगर इमरोज तुम्हारा सुकून. मिलना जरूर उससे. बनाने देना उसे तुम्हारी तस्वीरें ताकि जाते जाते तुम भी कह सको कि मैं तेनू फेर मिलांगी. यार दीप को आदित्य भी ट्रेन छूटने पर ही मिला था. इसलिए कुछ काम जिंदगी अपनी चालें ऐसी भी चलती है, सुकून के पल चुराना सीखो। कभी किसी काम को ना करके देखो, कई दफा ऐसे भी बात बनती है। खुद को तोहफे दो, गुलजार की किताबें खरीदो, प्यार में गिरो, संभलो और फिर डूब जाओ। किसी अजनबी के साथ एक लंबी सैर पर जाओ, कहानियां सुनो, कविता बनो, किसी मोड़ पर रुककर एक शब्द को बार बार पढ़ो। तुम्हें नहीं पता तुम कब वापस बुला लिए जाओगे। किसी रोज कहीं देर से पहुंचो और इंतजार करने दो किस्मत को तुम्हारा। अगर वो पूछे कि कहाँ रह गए थे, तुम मुस्कुरा कर कहना जी मैं जिंदगी जीने में थोड़ा व्यस्त था।
Splendid performance, Athal. Splendid. You're a great storyteller. Great storyteller. Before I say bye bye to you, कोई है कुछ कहना चाहते हो? Anybody? Piyush, I don't know where are you sitting, but I think you asked me. But ये lights जला दो please. Any parent, anybody? I mean, otherwise we'll go for that picture. Is there anybody who want to? प्रेशर मत क्रिएट करो यार राहुल पे। राहुल बता देगा अगर उसे कुछ कहना होगा तो। नो पीयर प्रेशर। ओके, टिक टिक 1, टिक टिक 2. Okay, there's nobody. Fine. Can I have before and we go together? Can I have all the faculty members on stage? सबको एक साथ शक्ल दिखाते हैं। हम में से कुछ को इन्होंने ऑनलाइन देखा है, कुछ को नहीं भी देखा है। People who are new joinees, just faculty members come together for a group picture, and then we'll move to ISBS PGDM stairs. मैं इन्हें इसलिए बुला रही हूँ क्योंकि आज तुम में से मुझसे कुछ लोगों ने पूछा था, मैम ये वो फैकल्टी है ना, मैम ये वो फैकल्टी है ना, तो स्टेज पे चलते हैं ना। क्या भी क्यों खड़े हो? अच्छा इन्होंने चेयर्स नहीं हटाई। ओके, सो वी आर हियर, गुड हियर ओनली देन। नाउ तुम्हारा टेस्ट लेंगे तो सबको पहचानते हो ना? हाँ, मतलब एटलीस्ट दोस्त who were there around when your batch was studying. Other way. कैसे जाएगा? Then it's all the parents also. आइए ना, please आइए ना, join कीजिए। आइए ना मैम सर। आइए please। हाँ, ऊपर जा रहे हैं, ऊपर ही जा रहे हैं। एक काम join us ना। Sister no. Family को बुला रही हूँ, family। आइए सर। I guess some of the family members are sitting in the back also. Come on, please join us for a picture, no?